Sup gang, this is Bart coming to you from TST Industries in Florida. Today in the shop with me, I have a 2019 and up Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R. So you can see it still has the OEM levers on it. I do firmly believe that these are pretty nice because they're adjustable, but they leave a lot to be desired as far as comfortable feel catered to your liking. Now, I say that because I've been riding around with the Womet-Tech Evos Levers for several years, and I've took it upon myself to outfit all of our shop bikes with these levers because I love them. They are adjustable, they offer 6 levels of adjustability, they look the biz, they're made of high quality CNC machined aluminum, black anodized for a nice durable finish, and we also feature an adjuster. Our stock color is red, but we enable you guys to get yourself a different color if you choose to do so, and we've outfitted you with another video showing you how to change this to the color of your choice simply and safely. For this particular bike, we're going to be going with silver because we have a nice silver theme going on. We have silver caps in our frame sliders, silver centers in our fork slider, silver anodized pieces on our bar ends. I think it just stands to reason that we should go with silver. I love the feel, I love the adjustability, and I love wrenching on bikes. So let's get to that. Let's jump right in, guys. First step will be to loosen the adjuster for the clutch cable. On this particular bike, it is hand tight because I had a couple of dry runs at this installation, so I could show you how it's done. Most of the time, you'll need some kind of plier to unlock the larger nut portion. We'll back that out and then move the entire adjuster in by screwing it counterclockwise. Now, once you get close to bottom, what you want to do is make sure that you can actually get the slots aligned here, as well as in the large locking nut and the actual adjuster there. And I've done that here. All right, once your slots are all aligned, perch and adjuster, now we're ready to take out this connector here. This is your clutch switch. And then we are going to take a 5mm Allen key and crack the perch to bar connection. We are actually going to remove this off the bike. This seems to be the easiest way to do this and also show you guys what I'm doing. Once both of these screws are out, the bracket comes off, and now we can flip this over, maintaining the slots being aligned. Now we'll have a little bit of an easier time pulling the entire perch against the cable. On this particular bike, the cable is actually pretty tight. It's not stretched. On some older bikes, higher mileage bikes, this will be easier to take out. You can also ask a friend to compress the clutch case mechanism, and that will make this free. But I'm working by myself here, so I'm just going to pull against it and get my cable out just like that. Once that comes out, we clear it from the actual lever, and then on the bottom here, we'll discover a 10mm nut that holds the pivot bolt. Now the pivot bolt is self-captive in this corner here, so we won't have to put a tool on it, but we'll have to get a tool around this. I like to use a 10mm open-ended wrench and really take my time and go quarter turn at a time. I've tried to take these off in the past, and the heads just have a tendency to round off. It's just pretty cumbersome and more parts floating around, so my best approach and my tip for you is just to be patient, go quarter turn at a time, and that'll be the simplest way. Once that nut comes off, the pivot bolt will just press out. Very simple. And this lever comes out. Now this lever has several components. Has a top subassembly, lower subassembly with the lever body. It does have a bushing that holds these two together, and then there is a spring in there. So just be careful you don't launch that spring into your eye. Maybe wear eye protection or something. Don't blame me if you shoot yourself in the eye, you know, that kind of thing. All these things together as you withdraw the pivot, and then you could safely take the spring out, put your parts to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and clean all of my surfaces that will be going back in. They have a lot of grime on them from use. I like to replace the grease, but before I replace the grease, I like to clean all the bearing surfaces, inside, out, whatever I can get to. All right. I'm gonna grab a dab of grease, go inside the perch, and get my bearing surfaces that interface with that bushing and also the lever. And a little bit more grease for my bushing. Jam a little bit on the inside. Grab my pivot bolt. Get the pivot bolt coated. And now we are ready for the fun part. Grab our Evos lever. I'm actually going to pack a little bit of grease into this groove. This will ensure that lubrication stays in there over time. All right, and then I'll grab my perch and bring these parts together, making sure that I don't do anything to harm this button for the micro switch. Bring my lever, bushing, and pivot bolt hole in the perch to concentricity. Get my pivot bolt through. Sometimes you just have to wiggle this assembly around to get that pivot bolt through. I actually accumulated a bunch of grease on the pivot bolt. I'm going to clean that off before I jam a nut on there. And from this point forward, it's basically the reverse order of this assembly. I'm going to hold my pivot bolt in its captive structure on the top side of that perch and just get that nut turned into bottom. After I bottom that nut out, I make sure that it is given ample tightness. Also check that we didn't over tighten it and crimp the perch around the lever, and we did not. Looks all good to go. I'm going to clean up a little bit so I don't bring too much grease back into the control area here. Grease attracts dust and dirt and grime, so we're going to get rid of any of the unnecessary grease. All right. So everything looks good here. I'm going to bring the slots back into alignment and get my cable through. Cable goes in this area and this recessed step. Back through the perch and the slots. And I'm just going to tighten up on it a little bit, get the slots out of alignment so it doesn't jump out on me, and back onto the bar we go. Now if you're using stock clip-ons with stock bars here, there is a punch mark on the clip-on itself on the bar where it is a suggested alignment tool for the slot here to interface with that punch mark. If you like your controls in the stock location, that is where you put them. Or if you're unsure, you put them there and you adjust from there. When I do levers, I don't stop at just the adjustability on the lever itself. I play around with where this needs to be for my best comfort. I suggest varying one parameter at a time if you're going to do that. And it's a fun time trying to match your bike to how you like to ride. Tighten these guys down. Get my clutch reed switch plug back in. That's good to go. Now we have some play here. That's okay. We're going to adjust that now. You want to make sure to maintain a little bit of play. If this is tight against the cable, chances are that a full lock to right or left, you're actually going to be applying tension to the cable and therefore unloading the plates in the clutch. You don't want that. So what we want to do is put it to full lock on one side and make sure that we've maintained a little bit of play. Try the other side, also some play, and now we can lock that down. Now I'm actually going to employ my pliers to lock down fully. I don't want this thing becoming loose. There it is. A little bit of torque does it. And now this side is pretty much good. I'm going to clean off just a little bit more grease that I've applied with my greasy fingers. The rest will come off in the detail. This is pretty much good to go. From this point forward, it's just adjustment to your liking. Bringing the adjuster outboard brings the clutch closer to the bar. Bringing it inboard brings it farther away. So you get to cater to your needs and figure out where that is the optimal for you. All right, pretty simple. Brake side's actually much simpler, so let's go do that. All right, on this side, we have a 10mm lock nut underneath this pivot ball here. Let's remove it. Just crack it loose, and then it should come off by hand. Once that's out, we could grab a flathead screwdriver, jam it on in here, and unscrew this pivot bolt. Once you clear the threads, and just kind of stay in one place as you're spinning it. At that point, it's telling you that it's ready to come out. If you just shake it back and forth a little bit, this will come out, and then the lever's free. I like to remove it towards the front here. That makes sure I don't shear off the little button from my brake reed switch. I will immediately clean my pivot bolt. Get all of the grime and nastiness off of here. And then I will clean off my bearing surfaces on the master cylinder. See if perhaps we have any grime or debris hanging out on that little piston pin. Once everything's clean, I take a little dab of grease, get it on my bearing surfaces here within the master. Grab my Evos brake lever. Also get a little bit of grease, get that inside the bore. I'll get my pivot bolt, get it through, get that grease distributed. All right, now this is ready to go on the bike. You just need to make sure that the little hole, accepting hole within here in that brass component is lined up with our piston pin. To do that, you can actually use a little screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and turn it, and the line really points the same direction that the opening in cylinder points. So once you align it straight out, that's where you're going to find it as you're trying to fit this all together. Now just be patient and make sure that it pops in there. And if you have a little bit of difficulty, that's okay. Sometimes it just takes a little bit. All right, once that piston pin is mated with the opening in that brass bushing, you can bring all the holes through this entire mechanism into alignment, make them concentric, and get this pivot bolt through. The rest is pretty simple. You just engage the threads, bottom out the pivot bolt, lock it all down with the lock nut, and you're good to go. I'm gonna hold the pivot bolt with the flathead screwdriver as I turn in the lock nut. Once that's locked, good to go. All right, same thing on this side. You have several levels of adjustability. Just have to find the one that works best for you. I have pretty large fingers, so I like to keep that out pretty far, but that changes from time to time, depending on what I'm doing, where I'm riding. You will have to find your best comfortable level. I suggest that you ride safe and within the limits and somewhere where you're comfortable riding to figure out what it is you need from your controls here. You don't want to get into a stressful situation while you're trying to work on figuring out what the levers are all about. Let's go lock to lock real quick. Make sure we don't have any interference. We don't want any contact. We want to be able to still be on our controls, lock to lock. This all looks good to go. So that'll be that. All right, you guys, we are done. It takes about 10 minutes and it produces these results, which I love. And if you agree, check out tstindustries.com where you'll find these parts and other parts for your bike. If you're the type of person that needs a link, we thought of that. It's in the description. Hit that link, you'll be taken to the page for this product. All right, thank you for watching. Hopefully we did some good work here, good enough for you to mash that subscribe button. And that's pretty much it.